Yeah, I pretty much brought that plate well down by myself.
Did you now?
Captain Masoni said he'd never seen anything like it.
Oh, I bet. Can't talk right now, sorry.
Come and get me. Glad that's over.
Days? Oh, it's just unfortunate, that's all. Yes, love. But to be fair, you have seen the title of his latest dissertation, yes? I have. I very much looked forward to his presentation. Sadly, I believe we've seen as much as we'll ever see. Oh, were you planning to attend the lecture as well? We had high hopes for an entertaining evening. Such brilliance! Cut in his prime. Truly, he was expected to set the world of Animensia aflame. Well, I suppose he had an explosive career, nonetheless. Oh, you. I certainly hope so, though some might say Filucci's work was vastly successful. I know I see no need to doubt his theories.
This place could use a broom or two. Maybe a team of carpenters.
A new face! Welcome, welcome! There may not be much left, but feel free to take a look. I suppose that is fair, considering the sorry state of affairs here. Most of what is here is just scrap and forgotten things. It certainly does now. Besides, I pay a reasonable sum to Fjord for any sales I make. I'm not a parasite. Yes, I am profiting on the side, but surely this is better than everything here being wasted, hmm? I'm glad you see it my way. Now, would you like to actually look at any of my fine wares?
The great mystery is...
Remy, look what I found. A genuine godlike.
Do you think they can hear us?
Let's find out. Hello, me, Yvette. You friend? Remy, take a note. The endangered godlike shows all the classic indicators of intelligence, but not of sentience. We heard that Giada partnered up with an outsider, but I had no idea you were a godlike. Fascinating.
I suppose we owe her a favor. Or two.
Giada must have sent you to be our test subject. She knows how we adore your kind. Satisfy our curiosity and we'll give you everything Giada needs to finish her research. Deal?
The information wouldn't be worth anything if we just gave it to her freely, now would it? Let's begin the examination. If you could choose, who or what would you be in your next life? Next time you go round the wheel, you might not get so lucky. Ooh, good answer.
My turn. Some would call you blessed. Others would call you cursed. The fact remains, you were touched by the gods. Wouldn't you say that you owe something to the rest of us? So, you believe we need your help. Interesting.
Oh, I thought of another. We all know that godlike can't reproduce. How do you plan on leaving a legacy after you're gone? Well, there's no reason to be rude. I think that covers everything. Thank you for that brilliant insight, godlike. You're a credit to your dwindling kind.
So, Giada wants to know all about the Dream Scourge, yes? Such has been her research of late. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
The Dream Scourge is proof that an unprecedented metaphysical disaster can take place at any time.
Oh, that's a load off my mind. Sure beats not constantly worrying about the future.
How's that good news?
Giada will be interested to learn that the Dream Scourge cannot just be studied in a lab. Its nature is wild, so it has to be studied in the wild. Our machines and experiments would meddle with it too much.
And like anything affecting the soul, it must be connected to essence. Thus, if she wishes to discover more about the Dream Scourge, a Pillar of Adra would be a good place to start.
Precisely. A godlike and a scholar, too. Incredible.
Indeed. Just as Adra channels essence, so too may it provide a key to discovering more about the Dream Scourge.
Not that we'd ever be interested in such research, of course. How droll. An entity, you say? If this entity is your patron, that's all perfectly natural. But if it's something else, with enough essence and a capable animancer, perhaps you could trace this tether back to its source.
Right, and with a little fresh sake, you can follow an ogre back to its lair. Still wouldn't recommend it.
Just be careful that your tether doesn't snap back and kill you in the process.
Now that we've researched the mind of a godlike, the next step is anatomy. But we've taken enough of your time. Farewell. Did you
Hurry,
hear that Giada
before they change
was
their
sent
minds.
into exile?
Ugh, I might have
Wonder if
dozed
she
off
wants to
there
do
for a
research
bit.
part.
Were any of those
Or
words
maybe
the
a
ones we
face
needed?
subject?
Both. Anything to work to make Giada Castel.
Envoy, a pleasure as always. Giada Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town? That's our governor for you. Self-righteous even in his own ignorance. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo. Thank you. It helps that he's already dead. Silvo is one of my revenants. My oldest, my favorite, and the pride of my flock. Someone needs to put a poor fellow out to pasture. And I just don't have the heart to do it myself.
Well, it's already dead. That's the hard part done right there.
When a revenant goes bad, there's only one option. Final death. And poor Silvo's time has come. Silvo is on a strict diet, but I suppose he could have gotten into the crops when my back was turned. You never know with these rascals. Thank you for understanding. You can find Silvo in the barn. He's blocked the door somehow, but the window should be open. Just be gentle with him. He's a good boy.
So, we're killing a revenant then? She just couldn't come out and say that?
And this is why I don't take pets.
Unseen, unheard.
Worth and Roth!
Show me what you got! Arms up! That's all of them.
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel free to pet them if you like. Poor Silvo. He was a bright young revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace. Well, he was my first successful raising. Flawed and messy, but mine. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen. Quite right. A broken clock is right twice a day, after all. Adra is a conduit for essence, so maybe you'll find a connection between the essence and the Dream Scourge. Like the rings of a tree. A very old Adra pillar could remember its last brush with the Dream Scourge. Not to get too... but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say. Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giat are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman arguing about the crops failing? Standing up for what you believe against authority. I can respect that. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but yeah, this works for her. Conflict, no. Consequences for my actions, oh yes. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject. Ask away. Let's see. Less urgency for shelter here. You can find shrubs to block the wind or tree cover to protect from rain. There's also plenty of food around too, if you know where to look. Rule of thumb, if it's red, don't eat it. Or if it makes you itch. There's also just about any kind of game you can imagine. Just make sure whatever you catch doesn't have mushrooms growing out of its face. Oh, and be careful when you leave the roads. You never know when that deer you killed was some Delumgon's favorite pet. Right, changing the subject. I've never seen Emerald stare like this. It's usually so nice.
You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valian republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood. I wish I could say the same. Living Landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people, especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth. You seem to have turned out okay. You and Giada, come to think of it. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
Can we just talk about something else?
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. Like, what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm glad to have her on our side.
Listen, Kai, I need you to stalk like a cat, not stomp away. Around like a battle rock.
My training was a lot... lot bigger on stomping than stalking, unfortunately.
Right, and I got cooking lessons in Solace, but you don't see me making beetle mash every night for dinner. The bears out here can hear a snapfly dropping Sokka from across the stair. You don't want to get eaten, you need to walk softly.
I'll remind you of that next time you start playing your flute at camp.
That is different. Bear's natural prey doesn't tend to play flutes.
They might show up to get you to stop.
I've had this flute for years, and I have yet to be killed by a bear.
On second thought, maybe that's what's keeping them away.
The armored mask. We dream of steel and charred earth and flame. The memory binds. Flee from her. We fear. For us. For you. Blazing ire. It burns and feeds upon itself. Pain through the smoke, we recall. You are not safe with her. We reach, the spines tear into us. We pull our hands away. But the old scars do not lie. We burned once. Burned. We know. A storm from the same spark. All pain cuts with the same blade. Steer clear of the scourging fire, or extinguish it. No recourse but teeth. The flame spreads toward the garden wall. Listen. Have care. Have care.
Take him down. This one's mine. Well, that was fun. Aye, aye. time! Let's go! Take your best shot! This place has seen better days. Here they come. Who's ready for more? You know, I get the symbolism of giving perfectly good food to the dead. I just think it's dumb. That tower's for Fjord's Rangers. It's where they stand around and argue about the best route to
Listen,
Shatterskull.
we'll get to the bottom of this. Not sure how, but we'll get there. I agree that this is important, Masoni. But if we don't focus on hunting, people will starve.
How is a potential murderer in our ranks not your top priority? You don't think it's real, is that it? You think I'm jumping at shadows?
One moment, please, Envoy. We were just finishing.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not saying it's impossible, Masoni. Only that more immediate dangers require our attention. We'll talk about it later.
Meanwhile, someone's tearing us apart from the inside.
It says something that I don't even have the energy to be offended by that. Oh, and as for leadership, you're looking at it. Such as I am.
Come on, there's no need for that. I know I give you a hard time, Asierno, but you're doing your best.
My best hasn't been good enough. And now 2 good men are probably dead. We've suspected the killer among our ranks for several days, but there hasn't been time to investigate.
Seems like a killer among the Rangers would go right to the top of the list, but what do I know?
I told you I'll do it.
And lose my best hunter to whatever might have taken Monato and Verano? Absolutely not. I cannot risk you, Masoni. We've had to redouble our hunting to feed Fior, and the bandits and Zarips are running us ragged. Every ranger we lose brings us closer to starvation. Several of my people are beginning to think that as well, particularly Masoni here. But if that's true, to what end?
My gut's never wrong, Envoy.
I used to think that. Then I ate a bad batch of twig rat stew and had to re-examine everything I thought I knew.
2 of our best, Monato and Verano, have failed to report back. Neither of them would fall easily to creatures they faced 100 times before.
Monato is the most skilled tracker we have, and Verano is our most accomplished archer.
I've heard of Monato. He hunted the Black Padfoot a few months back. That thing was impossible to track, but he did it.
You really think one of their own would betray them?
The only threat they wouldn't be prepared for would come from someone they trust.
As if that weren't enough, my rangers spotted a stranger near town this morning. They kept to the shadows, wearing some kind of mask. I wouldn't rule them out, but my men disappeared before this person seems to have arrived in town.
Tell him about Durso and Casagrada.
All right, Envoy, if you really want to get involved. 2 of my rangers have been acting strangely since the others disappeared. Rangers Dorso and Casagrada.
That's a powerful accusation to make. I know you Rangers are a tight bunch.
Would they really turn on their own brethren?
Both are good people, but they're connected with my missing men. And they haven't been particularly forthcoming. I've moved Dorso and Casagrada to posts just outside Fior. I haven't explained why, but Dorso's probably figured it out. Speak with them, and follow any leads they might turn up. I'm still not convinced either of them is a murderer, but...
It's better to be sure.
I'm sure Masoni here will be waiting with bated breath. Watch yourself in the wilds, Envoy. And Godspeed.
I can't think of much worse than turning on your squad, except having to suspect your own people. We should help them.
Agreed.
Isang sabo!
Watch yourself. Oh, you got! Everyone okay?
Oh, Envoy! You have to help me. If I have to listen to this twig of a recruit tell his stories for even one more minute, I'll probably die. I could, but why would I, when he's just so adorable? It's great to meet you. Ranger Iziana Dorso at your service. All right, but make it quick. I'm obviously very busy. Kidding, of course. Before you ask, I know you're trying to find your supposed killer among the squad, and I really don't know much about it. Frankly, I think she's overreacting to a late report. Monato might be our best tracker, but he doesn't put a lot of stock in patrol rotation, rest days, or Asierno's toothless protocols. He's a competent fool. No different from most of our recruits. And this land is cruel. I give him 6 months, maybe a year. Monato's always been acting strangely. Most paranoid man I've ever known. Thinks everyone's out to get him. Me, you, your steel garrote. Gods only know why. But one thing's for sure. You won't find him if he doesn't want to be found. Ugh, there's too many of them. Check in twice a day, sign the patrol roster, write your reports, keep up with the bulletin board, make sure the recruits are cleaning their gear.
Come on. You can't maintain a fighting force with shoddy equipment and poor discipline.
It's busy work. She says it's meant to protect us, but all of us took this job knowing it was dangerous. We should be out there killing the creatures attacking our farmers, not writing 5-paragraph essays on bandit movements.
You have a point.
Half of these kids can hardly read. Verano and I are stationed on opposite ends of the valley. I hardly ever see the man except in passing. Casagrada is his partner, supposedly. You want to know more, ask him. The last thing I heard was that Monato was going to scout out the ogre camp. It was claimed by an old animancer years ago. He and the ogre are, friends. I have no idea what they got up to in there. Experimenting on Zarebs, probably. I couldn't tell you what's there now. I don't know anyone who could. From here, cross the northern bridge and follow the path west. The path will become a cobblestone road and pass through the swamp. You'll find a cave in the hillside. Should pick up Monato's trail around there. The Animancer struck a deal with Asierno. We're not allowed to go there. Why Monato was headed there is beyond me. But if you want to track down Monato, that would be the first place to look. Right. Watch your back out there, Envoy. The Living Lands are a dangerous place.
Hopefully when we find Monato, we can find some answers.
Wrong. Probably using me as an example. You're that envoy, aren't you? It's the face. Gives you away. What can the Fjord Ranger's rising star do for you, Your Eminence? I don't know anything. This is all just a misunderstanding. Wait. You think I'm the killer, don't you? Listen to me. I didn't do anything wrong. Verano going missing isn't my fault. Verano should be back at headquarters any minute. He seemed to have things under control when we got separated. We were scouting out the abandoned homestead near Nakotedek when the bandits attacked us. I drew 2 of them away from the fight, and Verano and I got separated. When I doubled back around to check on him, I didn't see anyone. I assumed the fighting was over. I've told you everything I know. No one else seems to believe me, so believe whatever you want. Look for a bridge southwest from Fjord, near Nakotedek. Go west across the bridge, and you'll come across the camp. There could still be bandits around there. Be careful.
Hopefully it's not too late for his partner. For both their sakes.
them all.
Seems like a waste to me. It means something to them.
That's one for us.
and raw. Left-handed.
Isang sabla. Lupin!
Got a shot in there.
Up 10. Up 10.
To your left. Look left.
Something's not right here.
Better armor. Your weapon's not doing the job.
Throw up 10. Up 10. And rock!
that it?
Isoksa. Ulusen.
They're coming for the queen. Take her out.
Then roll.
Just like the good old days. Ready, aim. Here it comes.
handle a draft? There. I bet there's something behind that broken window.
Stay alert. Just in case.
Regret this. Show yourself. Stop right there. And roll. Watch your back! Aim where?
If you're friendly, I could use some help in here.
Many thanks, my friends. Much as I hate to say it, there's no way I could have fought past those bastards on my own. Name's Verano. I'd love to stay and give proper thanks, but Ranger Asierno needs my report. Funny you should ask that. I might know something after all. I came here with Ranger Casagrada to scout this area out. Oh, we got a tip that a force of bandits was gathering at this old homestead. One of us must have stepped on a twig, because they spotted us right away. When I squared off, Casagrada ran the other way. Said he was going to grab Dorso for backup. After Casagrada left, several more bandits joined the fight. They overwhelmed me and took me hostage. I overheard them talking about meeting someone next to a root-strangled tree with a view of the town. They seemed to think their contact was one of the rangers. But that would make that ranger a traitor. I think the warmth of Casagrada. He doesn't have the temperament to be a murderer. He's a hothead, no doubt. But his ire is for the creatures that threaten Emerald's there, not his fellow rangers. And sure, he likes to go off alone, but that's because he doesn't like to be seen practicing, learning. Now Dorso, she's a fine ranger, but I don't know her all that well. I just don't like casting doubt without evidence. See, that's the damnedest thing. I don't know. The bandits have it worse than we do. That's why they are bandits. So they have nothing to offer. With the way trade has dried up, there is no one else here. No Thirdborners, no Paradisans, and certainly no wardens from Solace. There is just monsters. And you. If Captain Asierno thinks there's something going on, there is. She may not be the strongest or fastest of us, but she's got a mind like an owl. Well, I should start hobbling back. Thanks again for looking out. I owe you one, and Casagrada owes us both. If you're in the area, go see Captain Asierno at the watchtower. She'll be glad to see you.
I'm not sure what to make of this, but I don't like it.
Nice tree fort. Good visibility of the area.
We're going to need to ration most. There's simply not enough. I hope the hunters come back soon.
Definitely a nice defensible setup. Not bad.
Dogs above. I knew I left my rations in the tent before patrol, and now they're gone. As soon as I find out who took them, they'll be sorry. I was looking forward to those rations too.
Well, I was certainly not expecting such a distinguished guest at my humble outpost here. Some heads up would have been nice. I suppose I can forgive Arcierno then. Now, is there something I can do for you? Besides the usual encroaching wilds and angry primordials, you mean? Well, there are the Trantons. Or there were. We have you to thank for that, don't we? Well then, on behalf of everyone of Fjord, allow me to thank you. Truly. Now, I really must be returning to my duties. Safe travels to you.
We have been here before. The distant winds breathe soft across your skin too? Flesh in the soil, worms in the flesh. A splash of hot blood seeps into the loam. Now, our memory is a wound, reopened. It didn't have to die. Twin stars fall through night and collide beside the sea. Nekad and Enhekala. The arc of one bright light obliterates the other. You are in Hekala, a Tabaru Sinakis. You speak for the garden, and for us, the gardener. You have not seen Nekad for 10 years on the day you come to blows. Which memory of him is true? You fought often and bitterly. But who was Nikad to us in Hekala? Help us to remember. Nikad, your stalwart protector. Before the elders came to take you from each other, he defended you against the world. He would hurt anyone for you. Even the Tabaru Sinakis, who was to be your mentor. Nikad nearly beat him into the dust. Did you feel safe with him? You learned self-determination from him. He taught us, too. What did Nikad learn from us? You should both have been afraid. There was a disaster. In a temper, we did something terrible. Many of our people died. It was why you built it. Naku Terek. But in Hekala, what did we do? The fire took a village with it. We recall a shard of memory. A blinding crash threw us from bed. We stumbled to the street. A line of fire marched across the way out. No escape. We looked with horror upon what we had done. How could you bear to speak to us? We twisted beneath the brand of your forgiveness. It burned us to know you never expected better. After the crisis passed, the people wailed in agony. Did the dead forever wander the nothing of the in-between? You proposed an easy road for their souls to travel on. Naku Terek, where you returned the dying to the Adra and their bodies to the soil. Hiding, seeking, finding, revealing. We should like that to be our way. Yet Nikad, your brother, opposed Naku Terek's construction with his every breath and word. How could he despise your mission? We do not remember why. Preserving the old ways was the hinge Nikad's life turned upon. Without his purpose, he would have been lost for how to live. Your brother, Nikad, was a story keeper, and our people's stories say that your souls are wild things. Your souls leave your bodies and run free across the land to enter death and return to life in their own time. So it has been, and so Nikad believed it should always be. Why did you betray him? Trust, faith, willingness to concede that others might know best. This is what preoccupied you. We remember now. When he finally saw Naku Terek and understood what you had built, what did Nikad do? Members of your order had come to celebrate your work. In front of them, he begged to know why you stole true reincarnation from the people. His tears shone. He did not wait for you to answer. He pulled a knife from his belt. The torchlight flickered on the steel. He held it to your throat. What did you do in Hecla when your brother threatened your life? We remember. Steel on steel, a spurt of blood, a sound of pain. He shuddered. He could not catch his breath. Could he have been wrong? One more thing in Hecla. What did you feel as you died? He planted a tree near Nakuterek to remember you by. As it grew, we learned that we should not pass judgment, but observe. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
Next one's mine. Just getting warmed up.
there. That's Tama's old house. Wonder what he wanted me to find. The place feels different without him. He left something behind for me. Help me look around. Tama painted that? I had no idea. So much here reminds me of Tama. It's strange to be back without him. I still can't imagine what he wanted me to find. Say, what's that you're holding? Yeah, it is. His most prized possession. Damn you, Tama. Damn you. I carved this for him years ago. I had no idea he'd kept it, let alone. All this time, I never knew. And he tells me like this, when he's long gone, leaving me with nothing but a piece of driftwood I gave him years ago. Would be if he just told me. I never gave him any reason to be coy. And we knew each other for years. We were close. I trusted him with things in my past. Things I don't talk about. Did I tell him? I was a mess when we met. I'd been through the battles in Deadfire and a handful of mercenary campaigns since. I was a chewed-up piece of flotsam drifting to the living lands. Oh, I don't blame him. Tom always saw right through me. He knew what I was. A coward who failed him. I let him down. He was always there when I needed him. But when he needed me, I can't ask him now, can I? I'm sorry. I don't mean to take this out on you. That's probably for the best. I haven't talked about this in a while, so thanks for listening. It means a lot. Especially since you seem to have your head on straight. A little fresh air will clear my head.
Come here, see. Here we go. Nice shot. First and raw. Another down. He's outside. Take a moment, people.
Isok Sabu! Then Roth!
Nice!
Then Roth! Then Roth! Isok Sabu!
I smell rot. There's something unnatural here.
Here we go.
10. Seek.
Right flank.
Seek.
Point for you.
Give me a sec. Seal Magneto. Seek. East or south?
We make a good squad.
Seek.
You ever seen a backstabbing ogre? Didn't think so.
Captain Osierno will want to hear about this. What's Helia god of again? Creepy places full of murder and ghosts?
Looks like that broke off of something. Wonder where it goes.
Everybody all right?
Let's go. On now.
Think about this when we're all eating leaf stew tonight. Gods. The farmers were right. These Zarbs don't seem interested in eating us at all.
I'd always heard they're more scared of us than we are of them.
Cave up on the cliff. Maybe these Zarbs are protecting something. Smells like Zarub's in here.
Come closer now. I know you're there. Don't worry. My friends here won't bite. Ah, there you are. I appreciate your restraint. Most people would have a hard time walking among a camp full of Zarubs. Then it may be that we have a few things to discuss. As a practitioner of magic yourself, you probably already know what's happening here. These Zarubs and I have formed a symbiosis, like the poor frog and the abyss viper.
Gods help me. This guy is making sense.
I provide them with safety, prey, and peace, and they help me further some of my more controversial goals. Precisely. How wonderful to speak with someone with such arcane knowledge after all this time alone. You may have noticed a couple of things about Emerald Stair. The people are pushing against nature, and nature is pushing back. The Animancers with their soul machines are poisoning the land, driving it to find new ways to protect itself. As a result, the plants are rising up, and the land has afflicted us with the Dream Scourge. It is doing what it can to survive.
I don't know much about the Dream Scourge, but yes, this makes more sense than I'd care to admit.
We destroy the Animancer's equipment, remove the threat, and the land can struggle and grow as has always been intended. Meanwhile, I protect my Zarub friends and keep them from carrying out the bloodier raids they might have done without my direction. Good. I hoped you would reach that conclusion on your own. Now, if only the Rangers would call off their patrols, my friends would be free to carry out their work in peace. If you would, kindly ask the farmers to tell the Rangers there is no further Zarub threat. Once you do that, return to me, and I will see you rewarded for your efforts.
I hate that his plan makes sense to me. I doubt smashing a few machines will bring an end to the Dream Scourge, though.
Disturbs party in the brush.
Show me what you got! In the dark! Quick, left leg!
See!
Envoy, on your right! Nice work.
I really don't think you saw what you think you saw.
You think I'm what? Seeing things? They're out there. I know it. There's someone else out there. Someone new. Probably adherents.
And you're the only one who saw them?
People in armor, skulking about in the forest. And it's definitely not the rangers from Fjord. It's never safe, is it? I swear to you, I know what I saw.
Either way, you need to get some rest. And you, Adiran, should just be moving on.
Stop right there, Adiran. I know what you did. I don't have to bow and scrape to you because you let Eagwolf live. You want a parley? Erlin's with the others, deeper in the cave. We're tired and hungry. That doesn't mean we're helpless. Watch yourself.
Hungry? Now we have to be damned too.
Take it up with Erlin.
Eagwolf never wanted us to hide like this.
Stay calm. I said stand down. If they had come to kill us, we would be dead.
Erlin, I know this is the Adiran who set Eagwolf free, but...
What are you going to do? Growl at them with your stomach? He spared Eagwolf for a reason. I'm sure he also has a reason to stand before us now. It behooves us to listen to it. Eagwolf is a zealot and a madman. Still, you saw promise. I hope you do not live to regret your choice. Many of our fellow rebels hold fast to Eagwolf's vision. We are not among them. Now, we are tired. Please state your purpose and leave. We fought with the rebels in Paradis. The Steel Garrote closed in on us. We had no choice but to escape. All we wanted was to survive. We had no idea Emerald Stair was like this. Don't be ridiculous. We do not commit wanton violence. Our quarrel was always with Adir. We've preyed upon these people. That does not mean they are our enemies. They are trying to make their way as we try to make ours. The greatest boon you could give would be to turn around and leave. Forget this place. Forget us.
Stand hot.
Oh, no, you don't!
I sprained my shoulder.
Isak Sabo!
Gone. Adelaro's gone. It's a dream. We're all Hello. Are you a fish too? Oh, the sardines shimmer. They swim in silver circles.
Something's not right with her. The dream scourge. Is this how it starts? She's probably the ranger Fidelio told us to look out for. Poor kid.
We're Belena? Maybe you're Belena. Where's Adelaro? We need him. Adelaro, how beautiful. He entwines us. He was with us. We cannot feel him in the leaves. Adelaro's face burst into violets when the dreams came. Red violets. He joined the others.
That badge you found belonged to an Adelaro. Must have been that dream throw we killed earlier.
Adelaro? Return to the soil. No, it can't be true. Who will seek the tree with us now? Who will we sing to?
A lamb taken from the flock. How do we soothe her?
The woods are dark. Help us!
Oh, yes, our Lacewing Lieutenant. We will speak to him. Take our badges to the Lacewing Lieutenant. Fidelio is his name. He swims in the Bone and Boar. Tell him what happened. He will sing us a soft lullaby. We will follow in time. We have much tending to do. Sweet dreams, godlike. Thank you.
It seems like the readings are stronger by that tree.
I don't understand. If we want it to grow, it dies. If we don't want it to, it thrives.
Boy. Hello. I didn't realize you were listening. Interesting to me, at least.
My colleague is an optimist. We have none to speak of.
We're studying these new growths in the edible wildlife. Ideally, we would find essence. That would mean Adra is to blame.
But all we've done so far is confirm what everyone can see. The vegetation is afflicted, so what? She's been saying that every day and nothing ever does.
Come on, Alvaro. The workshop didn't teach us to give up.
I suppose we can give it a week.
We can do better than that. We'll get results.
Watch yourselves. This one's mine. Another win, but who's counting?
Isang sabi.
Hey there. Something on your mind? It just took me back. Something about her reminded me of old times. War stories. That wasn't what I was thinking about. No, the part that stuck with me was what she said about watching her partner turn. Seeing someone you know, someone close to you, beyond help like that. I just want to know, why did you brush her off? Instead of telling her about Adelaro, I mean. I don't know that it was, but I can't fault your intentions. Sorry. I need a moment to clear my head.
The Adra stirs, a crackle of light in a withered field. The bars stifle us. We cannot recall when last we spoke. Hollow faces in a line. What has come of this place? A hand of generosity, or a gauntlet of steel. We feel them. They bend and hone the essence of the earth. They draw from our veins like a well. What are these rituals? Eons have passed. We do not recognize these strange machines. A harvest grows, the dead rise. What do they hope to achieve? Lift the shroud from the wheel. They build walls in their hearts. Why do they not share what they make? The hound cannot recognize itself. It growls at its own reflection. Should we fear it too? Fire that burns the forest feeds the soil with its ash. We have learned much. Dream of soaring wings in your repose.
Envoy? What are you... You're full of surprises. I was expecting someone else, but I think this could work out better for both of us. I'd prefer savior if we're handing out epithets. Once you hear my side, Envoy, I think you'll agree I was only trying to help. Unfortunately, I didn't want to, but he forced my hand. I thought I was clever, skimming a little extra pay from the coffers, surveying the city's weaknesses, laying caches for my friends. But it was like Monato had eyes in the back of his head. Nothing got by him. I tried to explain, but he couldn't understand. Wouldn't. He'd completely closed his ears to reason.
So you killed him for it?
Poor bastard was always too principled for his own good. After a fashion.
Unbelievable.
They were a means to an end. Don't tell them that. Everyone likes to feel special. They were supposed to kill Verano, but I guess they figured they could get more coin if they ransomed him back to us instead. Idiots. I'm preparing Emerald Stair for Adir's arrival, obviously. Your people have already pacified Paradis, with contracts and clean water, with promises of safety. I want to be safe. I want all of us to finally be safe.
You've got a hazy picture at best, Dorso. The Envoy was still killed in the street, and Ludwine's idea of pacified is anything but.
And I know what empires do, Envoy. They expand. Your soldiers would have come here sooner or later. I'm helping us avoid resistance and bloodshed when they do. Fiori's wasting away, Envoy. Animancy isn't helping us anymore, if it ever did. But no one in the city wants to admit it.
So you murder your own?
Our crops rot in the fields, bears turn to beasts and attack on sight. The very earth disintegrates beneath our feet. I think it's time we accept help from someone stronger, wealthier, better organized. From Adir. Then we can turn things around like Paradis has. Maybe then we can be safe. But Vidarro, Quilici, Captain Asierno, they're too proud. They won't do what must be done. So I'm doing it myself. Fior simply cannot survive the way things are. Monato and Verano disagreed.
Then you disagree. You don't turn on your own.
Their voices had power in the Rangers. Too much power. And when they spoke, the others listened. Now they'll have to listen to me. No, Envoy. I'm the only one around here who sees things clearly. Emerald Stair is my home, and it's wasting away. I can only look after my people, get us what we need.
You've got a strange way of doing that.
Only Adir can help us now. Maybe that would be for the best. We've had decades to secure this valley. What do we have to show for it? Dead homesteads, dead farmers, dead fields. And a city full of animancers who don't give a single shit about us. It wasn't always like this. I wish you could have seen the valley I grew up in. The steep green hills, mist twining about the peaks. Birds, deer, the many little creatures of the trees scurrying among the leaves. Most of them gone now. Sometimes, in high summer, the sunset would catch the rice paddies just right, and the whole valley would glow coral violet. A world on fire with life, that never burned. We ate well and slept through the night. I don't want to live through this time if there's nothing better on the other side. I'm not an official asset, just an enthusiastic ally. But I did meet the captain of the Steel Garrote. Alfir, she said her name was. They appeared out of the fog a few nights ago, late, hours before dawn. There were so many of them, I was certain they were going to kill me. You don't know? They didn't tell you? Oh! I see how it is. You're their Asierno. You don't know anything at all.
We're missing something important, Envoy.
Thank the gods I met Alfir then. Captain Alfir is strong, determined, organized. She's exactly what we need to save Fjord. She has a vision for how to save the valley from itself. A vision I can believe in. I found them a place to hole up. No one is going to find them until it's time. They're going to put a stop to the animancy. The animancy that's sickening our fields, driving the animals mad, polluting our souls. And maybe it will end the Dream Scourge. Then, Emerald Stair will be safe. I don't. That's exactly it. We can't know unless we stop all of it and see. Once Captain Alfir explains to the Animancers what their work is doing to our people, they'll have to give it up. If they didn't tell you, they must have had a good reason. Then I'm not about to tell you either. I told you, we need their help. On board? I'd prefer... I was alarmed that Cap... They did it. The steel garrote are holed up in a cave, just behind that waterfall over there.
We should...
I'm sure that... I don't live in that Emerald Stair. Maybe that we... Then I guess I'm a fool. I don't want to... They're not going to hurt anyone.
You don't know the Steel Garrote, Dorso. They're not Adiran regulars or magistrates. They're zealots.
Once Captain Alfred explains to the Animancers what their work is doing to our people, they'll have to give it up.
About time. Here we go!
See! Then roll!
I think I sprained my shoulder.
Isoksan!
I don't like this. Stay alert.
This must be the Steel Garrote camp Dorso mentioned. Be careful.
Inquisitor Ludwig is taking her time.
Well, if it isn't the Adiran envoy.
We weren't expecting reinforcements. Either you've come early, or more likely, you shouldn't be here.
The Steel Garrote is here. Don't like that one bit.
Tell you what, turn around, and Inquisitor Ludwig doesn't have to hear about this unfortunate little mix-up. Nice try. If you don't already know, then I'm really not allowed to say.
We have no quarrel with you, but we are trying to be discreet. Let's part as friends and keep it that way.
Then you're not leaving. What a pity. Normally, I'd think twice about spilling godlike blood, but for you, I'll make an exception.
First and roll!
Great job!
Seek!
Envoy, when we first met, I thought I was going to keep you out of trouble.
Show yourself.
First and roll! First and roll! First and roll!
Nothing like a win with a good team.
Isoksan! Stand wrong!
I don't like this. How did no one know this was here?
They've kept quiet and busy.
Show me what you got. Then wrong! Seek! Then wrong!
Haven't had a battle like that in years. Though I didn't feel this many aches and pains in my soldiering days.
Can't say I'm sad to see these people strewn about.
Whatever they were up to, we put an end to it. Right? Did she know what control meant? This reminds me of the garrison's route I set up to invade Deadfire.
Hey, Draku, these people were killers, not diplomats. They weren't here to take over the government. I guess we should look around while we're here. I wouldn't mind figuring out what they were up to.
You know, that's a smart idea. This is why I was always in the trenches rather than the strategy tent.
Looking around, feels like we broke up something big. Well done, us.
Not bad for a day's work. I think we've all earned a couple ales back at camp.
There's a lot of stuff here they won't be using anymore. They were planning on burning down Fior. How could they do something like that?
Then roll!
That it?
Who's there? Somebody. Can anyone hear me?
I was just getting warmed up.
Is anybody Keep going. I'm down here.
East of south. Eon seek. Then roll.
Oh, finally a rescuer. I was beginning to lose my voice. I'm not dead yet. Just too tired to climb up. Oh, 1 minute. I'm engrossed in my research. The next thing I know, whoo, my workshop is in this damn pit. Didn't have a clue. They're clearly godless. I can't imagine how old they must be. Quilici warned Vidaro that the roots would swallow the soil. As usual, nobody listened to him. So, here we are. We've never had plants like these.
I'm no botanist, but even I can tell that something's not right. I'm not going anywhere yet. You, on the other hand, you might be able to help me. My notes are down here somewhere. They contain priceless data on the wildlife around Fjord. They may not be ruined yet, but we'll have to work quickly. As soon as I dug them out, a gang of sporlings ran off with them. I can heave myself topside in time, but I'm in no shape to fight. If it makes you feel better, fine. They ran into the ruins. Now hurry. I can't have a sporling eating my life's work. For all I know, they could be halfway to Nakutadek by now.
He's outside!
Stand back.
You're alive? I mean, you're back. Ah, did you find my notes? Yes, the cover's a little worse for wear, but the notes are intact. My findings on squirrel essence are going to change everything. Everything! As everyone knows, squirrel brains grow and shrink in accordance with the nut season. So I thought, what if a squirrel's soul shrinks too? Huh? I propose that the size of our soul corresponds to our brain mass. If Vidaro's father hadn't built an Animancy refuge here, I'd still be there. I can't imagine any of my specimens are still intact, and I'll have to find somewhere to sleep. But I've got my notes. I can try again. Take this. Buy yourself something nice. It's the least I can do.
I thought we only got people like him in Paradise.
Then roll! Isok Sal!
Leave something alone long enough? Living
That's all of them.
Isok Sal!
The trail goes through the ravine. Before you step.
Then roll! Isok Sal!
Look at that. After you, envoy.
Then roll! Take your best shot! Good shot! Then roll! Be on seek!
Think the Delimgon did all that? Or maybe the land itself?
Then wrong! Then wrong!
A welcome visitor. It has been so long since one of your kind has walked in this grove. I mean one from the land, your kind. But why have you come here? A curious thing for Kith to want. Even one as special as you. It belonged to one who tended this grove for longer than I have been here. Sickness changed them, as it has recently changed so many creatures in these woods. It no longer recognized us as their kin. We had to stop them before their madness damaged the land. When we become enemies of the land, it goes against our nature. We had no choice. But it is over now. All that remains is their heart. Our kind has no need for such remembrances. It would cause us no pain to part with it. But wait. No. No. So many dead. So many of my kin are dead by your hand. I see. The wilds can be dangerous for your kind. Take it, and go in peace.
I can't believe you pulled that off. Now, let's get out of here before she notices my wood pistol grip.
I sincerely hope you have some good news for me. My gods, I can't believe this.
Ilia's wings uplift us.
She's been with the Rangers since she was a girl. She trained most of my men.
This is... Fotito. This is big, Asierno.
What happened to her? Where is she now? Without the trial? Good gods.
Frontier justice. That's what a traitor deserves.
Masoni, please. Where's her body now, Envoy?
I'll send a few of the senior rangers out to find her.
Thank you, Maso. What a nightmare. I don't know what I'm going to tell my men. A traitor in the Rangers. This situation beggars belief. Do you know why she did it?
Be serious, Envoy.
She was always talking about how we needed strength. Do you remember, Maso? More swords, more coin. And she complained that animancy wouldn't fix our problems. But I didn't think she had so little faith in Fior.
No one took her seriously.
Evidently, she was quite serious about it. I didn't want to believe it could be her. Gods beyond, what a mess. Thank you, Envoy. Ranger Monato has been properly avenged, and now I have a lot of work to do to rebuild my squad. Here's your reward. It's the least we can do for your assistance. Thank you again. Step carefully out there. We are living through strange times.
I hope this at least lets them clean up their ranks.
Rumor has and all godlike. I've heard whispers that one of your kind was here in the living lands. It is a pleasure to meet you. In case it wasn't clear, I'm the point of contact for anyone with bounties to turn in. So return to me if you have any to claim. Diverus? You work fast.
If only we could find a way to coexist with them. But I suppose it is in their nature to oppose innovation. Huh? Nature?
From the depths of my soul, I thank you. May their poor souls find peace in their rest.
Good.
Outlaws living off the hard work of others deserve nothing less. Perfecto. Return when you have more to claim.
Please tell me you found them.
Your rangers lost to the Dream Scourge. Nothing we could do.
The Dream Scourge? Here? Tell me you're joking. So it is. Gods, I saw these signs. I didn't want to believe them. They'd been acting sideways, more than just distracted from their work. I thought it was... Well, I don't have to tell you twice. I was so wrong. I think I know the answer, but is either of them still alive? Merla, when she turns, Fjord will panic. Where is she now? Then I can't leave her. I can't kill her either, but I'll have to find the strength. Here, you went to a lot of trouble. You ought to be paid for it. It's time for me to get out of here and actually do my job.
Looks like no one is safe from the Dream Scourge. There's nothing anyone can do.
I really do hope you can end this, Envoy.
Ado, welcome to my establishment, amigo.
For an Adiran, you're very resourceful, and a more than capable companion for poor Giada. With any luck, I can tell you a great deal. Now that I've got a heart, my thirsty invention will drink deeply of its essence. All that's left to do is calibrate it. First things first, let's have a look at your soul. I'm going to ask some questions to induce a metaphysical quiver. No, not to worry, just testing your reflexes. Let's start with an easy one. You wake up on a beach, looking up into the sun. Your hands are covered in blood. All right. Let's try some word association. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Pendulum. Chrysalis.
A spark ignites a flame. An idea ignites a war.
Hello? You still with me? In that case, let's stop it before I do any lasting damage. Hey, let's go over your results. Your soul has a fascinating internal structure, perfectly balanced. Your godlike nature is a marvel to behold. Usually, all it takes is a mirror. Not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. What I see is something entangled about your soul. An outside presence that both is and isn't a part of you. It's old, dark, and rather tricky to pin down. Very interesting. Nothing harmful, at least not yet. Fascinating. Thank you for getting my machine calibrated again. But you came for Giata's theory of the Dream Scourge. Between the two of us, she's on to something. Our farms are in great peril. The essence has been drained from the land. Diverted, like the flow of a river. Exactly. And if I know essence, it can't have gone too far. All I can tell you is keep looking. You'll find what you're after. As much as I hate giving people bad news, that's all I have. Please give Giata my fondest regards.
Keep looking, huh? I'm getting a bad feeling about what we'll find.
Yeah, I'll be honest. He lost me when he started talking.
Ado, welcome to my fine establishment, amigo.
I hope you aren't afraid of lightning. Where there's animancy, there's bound to be lightning. Good timing. I'm about ready to get started. So, did you learn anything of particular interest? That's the fun part of metaphysics. Everything is strange, but nothing is new. Look at us. Barely even started, and already we're making progress. Monto's machine is working, Elia will keep an eye on her revenants, and Yvette and Remy are providing us an alibi. Under the circumstances, the two are not so different. I needed those animancers for more than their expertise. Monto's invention nullifies spiritual interference. Having it up and running means we won't get any false signals. Whenever I tap into an Adra pillar, Elia's farmhands tend to get a little bitey. Thanks to you, they won't be a problem. And then there's Yvette and Remy, the governor's eyes and ears. In exchange for privacy, I gave them a test subject. I'd call that a good day's work. Absolutely. I wanted to see the Dream Scourge through different perspectives. Thanks to you, I have. Now we just need the right equipment for the job. When my parents died, they left me their life's work. An invention like no other. The phantasmal focus. Exactly. There are many ways of going about it, but my mother's invention will get us quick results. The problem is it's in the basement. I haven't gone down there since the accident. Since they died.
I can't blame you for avoiding a place like that.
I would get it myself, but I'm not ready to face what's down there. The door to the basement is just outside, around the corner. Of course you'll need a key. Please excuse the mess.
That's where her parents died. I'm glad we can spare her from having to go back.
Walking into the basement of an animancer I just met. Right, feels great. Don't know what I expected, but this is... than it.
Haven from the Blight. Who grows here?
I feel pretty certain that those people aren't supposed to be plants.
What a horrific fate.
Beauty reborn. A life of peace.
Nuts. We can leave now, right?
Poor Giada. To think she's been living with this right under her nose.
I don't. Anyone know what happened back there?
I think those were Giada's parents. Whatever's left of them.
So they're... dead?
Or something like that.
Gods. I can't believe this.
You're back. You found it. You actually found my inheritance. Did you see my mother and father? Are they still there? I didn't have the words. All that's really down there is an unhappy memory. One that keeps on growing. My mother had an idea about how to use the essence of the living lands, and it destroyed her. My father, our family.
People are too quick to risk everything for an ideal. I'm sorry it didn't work out for your family.
So I swore an oath. No one could enter the lab until I understood what happened. I'm on the right track to figuring it out, which is almost as good. Enough about me. Let's worry about you for a change. With the phantasmal focus, I can finally tap directly into the essence of the living lands. I can also use it to smack around anyone who gets in our way. Don't worry. It's more durable than it looks. Kind of like me. The only thing we're missing now is an Adra pillar. And I know the perfect one. Naku Tedek, the old godless ruin west of Fjord. There should be some equipment waiting for us. Before we head out, let's make the most of our time in Fjord. No telling how long we'll be gone. And I hate to be a problem, but I do my best work in small groups. Chalk it up to performance anxiety.
Sounds good. I need to do some hunting anyway.
Once we're all together, we should trade ghost stories. Best way to get acquainted. In the meantime, let's be off. Thank you again for letting me join you. An Animancer never misses an opportunity to embrace the unknown. Still, being an Animancer feels different without Fior Messiverno. For the first time, I don't have to prove myself to anyone. It'll take some getting used to, that's for sure. At least now I have a place I can call my own. Such a troublemaker. But a thoughtful one. Not to change the topic, but this little adventure of ours, will it be dangerous? A little bit of trouble in moderation can be good for the soul. My mother and father taught me how to defend myself, among other things. When you need me, I'll be ready. I hope so anyway. What are you so curious about? That little island off of Dawnshore? None that I know of. Ignato Casto led the Valian trading company in the Deadfire Archipelago. Among other things, he invested in the future of animancy, and apparently he had interests here. He had some ideas about moving great distances in the blink of an eye. As far as I know, he was unsuccessful. Animancy and ambition are a dangerous mixture. Intoxicating, but dangerous. Afraid not. I've heard a lot of contradictory stories coming out of the Deadfire in recent years. Some say Castle is still in power, while others think his second-in-command took over the Valian trading company. You know how it is. Wherever there's conflict, there's bound to be misinformation. I hope not. I wouldn't want my family associated with speculation, corruption, and whatever else happened in the Deadfire. We have enough problems, unfortunately, that whether or not Castle succeeded. A simple question. The device is attuned to the spirit, but essence is chaotic by nature. As you saw with your own eyes. Indeed. Don't get me wrong. The phantasmal focus was supposed... Perhaps it should remain that way. Now that you mention it, I did try and awake. Every Animancer tries and fails. It's practically a rite of passage. So, one evening, I crept into the workshop and cobbled in. Then I turned it on. Big mistake. The next thing I knew, it was morning.
You don't need animancy for that. Just rum and a crew on shore leave.
That answers a lot of questions, honestly.
Sometimes I wonder, what if it actually worked? What if all of this happened before, and I try not to think. I suppose you deserve to know. My mother wanted to expand Fior's agriculture. She thought she could break the wilderness. Anything's possible. But there are after my father put the finishing touch. After all, whoever... My father thought so. Emerald Stair was just the beginning to... I think she was a victim of her... Theoretically, her plan should have worked when she used the phantasmal focus. No. To my knowledge, the accident was but neither was the experiment. Still, I don't understand what went wrong. When I do, then I can finish her work. I can't rule anything out. It lives in the essence of the living lands. And if I'm right, that... My mother and father didn't know the risk. Caution and experience. Don't worry. I thought my family's research could help Emeralds there. Of course, Vidaro wouldn't even give me a chance. Still, I'm hopeful. And something tells me I'm close to a... I hardly think your Emperor would approve. Good thing he's on the other side of the world. No Animancer has engineered an ecosystem before. If I must. Shame. I'm glad you think so. Still, it's a shame, and I hate to see An- That's all for now. Not before I've done some reading.